Welcome to Advanced Searching in Oxford Art Online. So with this database, the advanced searching is pretty similar to the basic searching. A lot of other databases will have a much more elaborate advanced search, but this one is really just a basic search with the filters. So we're going to do, we'll end up doing the same search as the last video. We'll look for Claude Monet, but I just want to show you, if you click advanced search, it really just takes you to all of the results that you can access. Like it literally gives you everything. And so all of the filters that you'll use are on the side over here. So what I'm going to do, instead of doing it this way, I'm just going to go back to the main homepage and I'm going to type in Claude Monet. I'm going to leave it out of the quotation marks this time, just so we have more filters to play with. Okay, so we got 128 results, which is great. So there are a lot of different filters you can apply. So you have, you can search by term. So if you wanted to start at the very basic part, you can look up by authors, article title, headings, exhibitions, museum and gallery holdings, auction records, bibliography, occupation, image caption, and abbreviation. And then you can also add additional terms here if you want, and then update your results. We'll do that after we go through the rest of the filters. So you can format by type of resource. You can look at articles, you can look at images. There's type of resource, there is place type, there's collection. Most of the information, well, all of it in this case, but most of the information you'll end up getting is from Grove Art Online, which is one of the databases that Oxford Art Online pulls their results from. You can look up life event, which is interesting. You can look up a baptism, birth, burial, death, or whatever this is. And then you can do by date range or a single date or a location if you know maybe where they were born or they died. You can look up things by field. So apparently there's a lot of American art, but 19th century art is about where a lot of Monet's work would be. You could look up by medium, which ranges from actual medium like painting and drawing, or you can look up art history and theory that involves your search term. There's a lot of different options here. You can look up by era, which will give you results that were made during the time of your subject's life, or maybe the certain art period that was working at the time. You can look up by region or country, occupation, publication date, and then availability. So you'll notice that from the previous video, I had to check available. This gives you all of the results that are available for SJSU students. There are quite a few more restricted materials, but since you can't access them, it really makes sense to come over here and just click available. You don't need to click free because the free ones for you will be with available, but if you want to explore that some more, you feel free. So we're going to scroll back up to the top. Let's see. So let's say I want an article about Claude Monet during the Impressionism when he was starting out. So I'm going to click on article and we'll see what happens. We'll hit update. And so that brought it down to 109. Let's see. If you want just works about Claude Monet instead of anybody else with either Monet or Claude Monet in their biographical entry, you can try doing biographical article. You could sort it by field. We'll try doing 19th century art. And so you'll see that there's an Impressionism and Post-Impressionism, which is what Claude Monet was part of. So we'll click on that. Okay, so now we're down to 22. Not bad. So then you can just keep filtering it until you get kind of the types of articles you're looking for. You might have to play around with how you do it. As you can see, some of them are kind of related to Claude Monet. Some of them are a little bit less, but you can definitely play around with that and see what works best for you. Let's see what happens if I started out with Claude Monet in quotation marks. Okay. So we're already down a couple fewer results than we were without the quotation marks. I'm going to go ahead and click on 19th century art again for the Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. Let's see. And then there's only articles this time, which is great. And then let's try looking at one of these results. So if you scroll back up to the top, you'll see the first result is Impressionism, which is great because Claude Monet was one of the first artists to be part of that movement. So you can sort all your results. You can sort by different things up here. It automatically sorts by relevance, but you can easily do by article title, by the author or editor, and then when it was published. I'm going to go ahead and click on this first one. And so when you're here, you'll see the full text again in the results. So this one includes some images, which is nice. You can see by how small my scrolling bar is that this is quite a large article that you can look through. I'm not going to go through all of it, but let's see, you can look at the article and then you can also look just at the images that is part of it, as well as with the information about the title of the work, the artist, where it is, photo credit, all of that stuff, which is helpful when you have to cite images in the papers that you'll have to do as part of the art history undergraduate career path. So you can see you can also save it as a PDF up here. You can cite it. You can bookmark it if you have made a personal profile. That is something that you are more than welcome to do. It's not something I'm going to show you how to do, but it's basically just making an account with them, and then you can save your searches, you can save certain articles. You can learn more about that in their help section under customer services. Okay, so for Oxford Art Online, and for any database really, you can employ a couple of different search strategies. I already talked about using quotation marks, so we'll do that. But you can also include things that are called Boolean operators, which are the use of and, or, and not. So with and, say I wanted to look up Claude Monet and Impressionism. This will get me the search results that I will get are only resources that have both Claude Monet and Impressionism in them somewhere. If I did Claude Monet or Impressionism, then I would get results that have Claude Monet, Impressionism, or both Claude Monet and Impressionism in them. So that is a way to really broaden your search. If you use not, then you will get results for the first term, but not the second term. So this one would give me results that had Claude Monet in them, but not Impressionism. You can play around with those when you have more than one search term to see the kind of results you get.